55 to Mike. Check, 55 to Mike.
Wentz now on first down. He finds an opening past the 40, and he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
Check, check. Lucky. Check it back.
Now a two-time 1,000-yard rusher for the Bears. This is Jordan Howard. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. This is Howard on 2nd down. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wentz. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Stephen Weatherly. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Wentz. This is caught by Jackson. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 13-yard line. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big time?
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. There for the sack, Everson Griffin. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit,
and he's going to go down again. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well. The conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. The 40. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook 87 yards. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who is a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Right there.
Wentz going to throw. Oh, he's able to out-muscle him here as he pulls it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. This is the former Nittany Lion, the rookie Miles Sanders. And his first carry, he loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Let's go, G. Hey, watch it.
Wentz now on 1st down. That's caught by Howard. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
It's easy work. It's coming again.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
After 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Throwing again on 2nd down. Wentz, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Shamar Stephen coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. 23 yards on the play. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. On the give, running right is Howard. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll try to run for it with Howard. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the Vikings pick up the football. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Cousins gives way to Cook. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Mike 51. Hey, Echo. I'm coming for you, son. Hey, Mike 51. Mike 51.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Incomplete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Here's Wentz to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now a run on 1st down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to
blitz coming, and down he goes. Everson Griffin picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Throwing his Wentz. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
51, Mike. Hey, Delta. Here we go, G. Mike 51. Mike 51. Ready? Go, Mike 51. Mike 51.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Gun! Motion, motion. Hey, check motion man. Put your hands on him. Get hands on motion man. Lean it. Bring up 48. 51.
Cousins from the gun on third. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And now it's the punter Weil on as he sends this one away. A beautiful fake. Just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. An NFL update. They're in the second quarter in Baltimore. And the Bengals out to the early advantage. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now Wentz. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these team special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
To Hunt! What I need? Wild Bill! Wide. Hey, exit! 51 to Mike. Here we go, D.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Short throw pick-6 right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction. This
will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
Hey, Haywood. 58 to Mike. Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Back to it after the pick six. Cousin going deep for Diggs. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
So I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick six on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Get him right back in the saddle and say, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
On 2nd down, Cousins again. Throw complete to the tight end, Morgan. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
51 to Mike.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards.
All day, dog.
They'll run on 1st down. Cook. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on. He don't want it. 51, Mike.
They run it again with Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. You must move. 58, boys, 58. 58 is Mike. Here we go.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. Underneath route to Morgan. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
Watch the shit. Hey, can. Shit, watch the shit. Shit.
They run, Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
Mike, 58, right there. They can't hang with us. Hey, we're good. Wait, hard.
3rd and short yardage, Cousins. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Vikings. Laquan Treadwell, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point up and good by Bailey, and that makes it a 17-10 score. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. To throw on 2nd and 6. Wentz. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there isn't a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. This will be fielded at the 17. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Cousins now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now Cook. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Hey, wahoo! 58, right over there, yeah. Mike.
On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins lets it fly. This is caught inside the 15. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll run with Cook. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Gun. Comes to me, it's me. 58.
They try again with Cook. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down. They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Well, now they'll try the end around. I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Bailey's kick is good. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So his 2nd field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Throwing now is Wentz. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 25. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Cousins on first down. Taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Cousins to throw it. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Gun. Mike 51. Hey, Foxtrot.
Now Cousins. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Hang in there now.
They go with Howard to begin the drive. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the 4th. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately.
Down the numbers. There he goes. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Bailey got the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Throwing on first is Wentz. Jackson's got it over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down. Wentz now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A gain there of 21 yards.
A gain of 21 yards.
Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
And he's got his man on the out route. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. Now Wentz to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. Wentz now on 3rd and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. Wentz going to go on 4th down. And it is incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
On the ground, it's Cook. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Tackle made there by Zach Brown.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Check.
Again, it's Cook. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Gun.
Motion. Reset.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And that was some effort, but it would appear that he's going to come up about a yard short. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Here's Matt Weil now, standing just outside his own goal line. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Here's Jackson to return. Pushes over him.
Now, that's just not right.
A good return there, 17 yards. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. It's in the fourth quarter down in Miami. And it was the Redskins that came away victorious there. A victory there would mean they're 6th on the year. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Give me something. Here we go. Deuce.
Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
So don't say nothing.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting